A narcissist feels true empowerment when you unknowingly and unintentionally play the role they force on you. You may be defending yourself, explaining yourself, or justifying yourself, thinking, oh, I am defeating that narcissist. Oh, I am giving them a tough fight, not knowing that you are giving them the exact supply they require from you. Unfortunately, we develop habits in such relationships that backfire, that put them on a pedestal and give them a lot of ammo to use against us. What am I talking about? Well, you will find that out in today's episode. I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Topic is 5 everyday habits that empower a narcissist. Why are they important to know? Well, if you are dealing with a narcissist currently, you need to know what not to do to give them premium supply. You need to save your energy and you truly need to know what needs to happen for them to feel defeated. Stay until the very end because the insights that I'm going to share are influenced by my personal experiences. Habit number one, bleeding out your truth through over explaining. You may think, oh, if I explain myself better, if I dumbify it, simplify it, if I approach the same problem from a different angle and give them all the details, they will be satisfied and that will lead to some kind of agreement or reconciliation. But the bad news is that's never going to happen. Why? Because that narcissist is hardly interested in your explanations. In fact, they want you to keep explaining for one reason, and that is to drain out your energy. They want you to go to great lengths to justify your decisions, your choices, your emotions, your needs, wants, desires, basically everything about you. Why? Well, that makes them feel empowered. You are explaining basic human decency and courtesy to an adult who is supposed to know it already. The truth is, they do not care about doing the right things because it does not serve their ego. So the question arises, how does your over explaining yourself empower the narcissist? Well, it helps them to manipulate you further. Over explaining yourself is used as proof to show you are the crazy one. If you did not make a mistake, why are you explaining yourself? You are giving me proof. What is the requirement of any proof if you are truthful, if you did not do anything wrong? That is how they argue with you. That's how they justify their self righteousness to themselves. And that makes them more confident in abusing you, in thinking, I must be the right one in the situation because look at her, look at him. They're trying to do everything in their capacity to tell me they're not wrong, which must mean they actually are wrong. Habit number two, offering apologies as a peace sacrifice. Every time you say, I am sorry unnecessarily, it's like you are unwillingly throwing blood into shark infested waters because they love it when you feel guilty. They love to make you feel obligated. They want you to fix the situation. Now, I'm not blaming you. I'm not saying you do it on purpose. What I'm saying is that they force you to keep apologizing constantly. And they use your apologies as proof for the fact that you are the crazy one, that they cannot do anything wrong. Well, if you are not wrong, then why are you apologizing? You must have done something. So your good nature is used against you. They do not see your sacrifices. They do not understand that you are trying to save the relationship. They cannot comprehend the fact that you are sacrificing your ego just for the sake of this relational stability, which they cannot offer at any cost. It is like the more you kneel, the more they rise. If you turn yourself into a doormat, they won't be thankful. No, they'll walk over you and still complain. Say, you're not bending enough, you're not straight enough, you're not soft enough. and they will then change the target. Habit number three, seeking their approval continuously. They train you, they groom you to depend on their validation, especially if it is a narcissistic parent or a caretaker that you're dealing with. Their approval or validation means the world to you or to the target. I say that because it's my experience. Getting my father's approval was the toughest task I have ever tried to accomplish. And by any chance, if I succeeded at getting it, oh, it would be my Christmas, my holidays, the biggest day. He wouldn't smile or wouldn't say anything positive. He might just give me a nod or say nothing. No negative for me meant positive. I intentionally did not choose to depend on his approval. That's how he had shaped the environment. But for him, it was the ultimate supply. It was unicorn blood for fragmented Voldemort, for that monster. It was everything because I was coming to him with those big eyes, wanting him to say something nice. That is what feeds their sense of grandiosity, entitlement. I must be special, which is why he or she is coming to me. They like to create this dependency, especially when you are way up there, when you are doing a lot better, when you have a lot more to offer, and they get you down to their level or even below. It's like, gotcha, I got you down. You were up there, you were the CEO of your life, you were totally independent. You were bright, you were intelligent, and see, look at you, shame at you, you're coming to me for my approval? Now, who is the boss? That is how they think about it. Habit number four, turning a blind eye to their darkness. Every ignored red flag is another brick in the fortress of their control. You do not intentionally ignore those red flags. Instead, they force you to justify their bad behaviors through trauma bonding you with them. That is cognitive dissonance. See, a narcissist is not always crazy, bad, or mad. There are high highs, low lows. It's like an emotional roller coaster. It's a ride that leaves you completely drained. So, what does our brain do? It runs away from pain. In this context, it hyper focuses on the good moments, the positive moments. When they do something really horrible, it's so bad that instead of accepting it as it is, we turn a blind eye at a subconscious level. We enter denial because it's extremely shocking to accept that your partner has been nothing but a liar, to accept that your parent never loved you. It's like grieving a living dead person. That doesn't make any sense, but that's the truth. So that justification leads to the acceptance of their false reality, which then turns you into a silent, zombified victim. They take your silence as submission. Oh, they are not revolting. He or she is not saying anything. That must mean it's okay. When your silence may be a sign of total helplessness, you do not know how else to deal with the situation. You are giving in because you are stuck in a trauma response called fawn, or you're frozen deep within. However, they don't understand it as such. They see your immobilized or inactive state as a state that is receptive to abuse, that is okay with the treatment they're giving you. Habit number five, your desperate attempts to fix them. A narcissist cannot be fixed, and I know you know that already. But they like the process of you trying to fix them because they give you some kind of false hope. Oh, let's go to therapy. Oh, let's do this. Or I am reading these self help books, I am watching videos, and I am working on myself, and I promise you I will be better. But that is nothing but a bait. They are creating that web of lies only for you to stay trapped forever, for eternity. It is a major, major lie. Unfortunately, time gets lost, opportunities, love, basically everything gets lost in the process of fixing them. Should I say, you break while trying to fix them. How do they get empowered? Well, when you try to fix them, you do more, don't you? And when you do more, that makes them feel special. Oh, I deserve more. They don't feel grateful. They don't feel ashamed. They don't feel remorse. They don't say, oh, my partner, look at them. See how much they're trying, how much they're doing. Possibly I can do this tiny, teeny bit. Maybe I can also add to it. No, they say, yes, that is what I need. Keep it coming. It truly, directly, and literally feeds their narcissistic false self. Now, these habits are basically trauma responses beyond a person's control. But now that you know this information, you know what not to do. Do not justify yourself. Do not please the narcissist. Do not try to fix them. Do not stay silent. Yes, in most cases, you will need to stay silent because any responses supply to them. But if you need to take a stand in a very calculated and methodical way. You cannot just give them all the room they're asking for because that is a permission to abuse you more. So, know what your strategy should look like. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for listening. I'll talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.